When did your parental instinct save your child's life? When my 7-year-old started obsessively washing his hands, I figured it was just a phase. Kids go through weird habits, right? But this wasn't normal kid behavior. He was scrubbing until his skin turned bright red. At first, my husband brushed it off. Maybe someone at school talked about germs. It's flu season. But week 2 hit different. Jake started refusing to eat anything I cooked. Only wanted individually wrapped snacks from the store. Only drank bottled water. And he'd inspect the seal like his life depended on it, turning the bottle over and over in his small hands. "Why won't you eat mommy's spaghetti? It's your favorite. It might have bad things in it," he whispered, backing away from the bowl like it was poison. His eyes were wide with genuine terror. I tried everything. Made his food in front of him. Showed him the clean pans. Even ate from his plate first. Nothing worked. He'd just shake his head and run to his room. Week 3, I found him in the bathroom at 2 a.m., scrubbing his arms with dish soap until they were raw and bleeding. The skin was peeling off in strips. When I asked why, tears streaming down his face, he said, "I have to get the bad stuff off before it spreads to you and Daddy." "What bad stuff, honey?" "The germs from the dirty house. Mrs. Carter showed us what happens if we don't clean properly. She said our house is probably full of invisible germs that can kill us." Our house wasn't dirty. I cleaned constantly, probably too much. But something in his voice, that trembling terror, made me dig deeper. This wasn't normal childhood fear. This was trauma. That's when I noticed the pattern. He only acted this way after school. Weekends at home, totally normal kid. Playing with toys, laughing, eating normally. But every school day, Monday through Friday, he'd come back like he'd witnessed a horror movie. I started asking specific questions. "What exactly did Mrs. Carter show you in health class?" His face went pale. "Pictures of people who got sick. Really, really sick. She said if we don't wash our hands the right way for the right amount of time with the right soap, we'll get infections and have to go to the hospital and maybe die." My stomach dropped. I called my sister, who's a pediatric nurse. She said it sounded like he was developing OCD symptoms triggered by extreme fear conditioning. I decided to investigate. The next morning, I volunteered to help with the health lesson. Mrs. Carter was setting up a PowerPoint titled, "Why Germs Are Dangerous, The Real Truth." I glanced at her computer screen and saw a queue of graphic medical photos. Infected wounds, diseased tissue, hospital patients covered in tubes and breathing machines. "Excuse me, what exactly are you planning to show these kids?" She smiled proudly. "Real-world consequences of poor hygiene." I believe in honest education. Fear is a powerful motivator for developing good habits. These children need to understand that germs aren't just icky, they're potentially deadly. I felt sick. You're traumatizing 7-year-olds with medical horror photos. Parents these days are too soft. Kids need to understand serious consequences or they won't take hygiene seriously. Look at COVID. If people understood how dangerous germs really are, we wouldn't have had such problems. I lost it. I stood up and turned off the projector. "This is completely inappropriate. You're interfering with my curriculum," she snapped. "These children need to learn reality." I pulled Jake out of school and reported her to the district. Turns out she'd been doing this for months. 5 other parents had reported sudden obsessive behaviors in their kids, like constant hand washing, food refusal, and fear of touching things. The principal was horrified when I showed him Mrs. Carter's educational materials, graphic images of infections and diseases shown to elementary kids as hand-washing motivation. She was suspended, and an investigation revealed she'd shown disturbing content across subjects: animal dissections in science, uncensored war footage in social studies. My son needed 3 months of therapy for OCD-like symptoms and trauma caused in just 3 weeks. Other affected families joined together to file complaints. The district implemented new policies requiring all educational materials to be pre-approved by child psychologists. Mrs. Carter was ultimately dismissed. Last I heard, she was working at a tutoring center, hopefully not traumatizing kids there too.